Hey. All right, I'm Beatriz. I'm the creator of Data, and I'm going to talk to you about the Crips and Weirdos. Yes, it's a fascinating story of NFT project, and I think it gives a light into how the beginnings of the NFTs happened. So let's see, waiting for the presentation, yeah? You see it? You see the presentation, yeah? Oh, okay. I don't see it. Yeah, the deck. I thought it was like going nuts. But yeah, so to understand the Crips and Weirdos, you first need to understand data. We are a community. It's a platform in which people communicate to each other using drawings. Just waiting for the visuals. Hey. So how many people here know the Crips and Weirdos? Yeah. I saw not that many, huh? Are you a collector? Yes. How many collectors? Okay. Well, in the meantime, if you happen to see the Crips and Weirdos on Times Square, on the billboards, will you please take a shot at it and send it to us? Our Twitter account is Power Data. If you do that, it'd be great because we have many, many movies there, but it's hard to catch them. So if you see them, they'll be great. Yeah? No, yeah, they have it. I'm just going to sit here. You have any questions? What's that? Yes, I'm the Red Rabbit. Yeah. It's part of the collection. All right, so I'll just start and see if we to put it in. Yeah. The clock is not running, so. Okay, so I'm going to start, and I'm hoping that they pull it off, because I think you need to see it. So we started working on the blockchain on 2017. Early 2017, I was interested in decentralized applications and found out about rare pepes around May 2017. And I thought, we are a digital art community. It's a collaborative community where we make art all around the world in this platform. So it made sense to us to sort of like go into the blockchain and see what we could do, what was the potential. And so we started working on blockchain around June. Around that time, CryptoPunks came up. We talked to Matt and John, we contacted them and started working with their smart contracts and creating our own collection, which is a collection that we decided to launch in Halloween as we were working on it. So that's what is the Creeps and Weirdos. It's all like weird and creepy drawings that we curated from the data platform. And so by October, we launched the smart contract. And it has a very important piece of innovation because it was the first time automated royalties were coded into the smart contracts. And so it's really the first time that was not only coded, but also distributed automatically on the blockchain. And so another part of innovation of the Creeps and Weirdos was that it was the first time that editions were unique, because this is before the 721 standard. And so the Rare Pepes and Curio cards are fungible editions. Like the image is unique, but the editions are fungible. So the Creeps and Weirdos was the first time that the editions were actually unique. After us, by the end of the year, CryptoKitties launched, and they pushed the standard, the 721. And so the entire ecosystem sort of exploded. At the time, it was very small, but everybody sort of felt that this was really the future. There was a festival in January 2018 called the Rare Fest, which sort of gathered for the first time the community, the projects that were people who were working on projects that had to do with collectibles with the blockchain. And so CryptoPunks, Rare Pepes, Spell of Genesis, and Data, we all presented on that night, on that day. And after that, it became really clear that not only there was a path, the viable path, people were spending already a lot of money on these digital cats and avatars and art. We're talking about kitties of over $100,000. So it became really clear that a market was going to form. But what was not so clear was what was the potential of the blockchain. Like if the promise of changing the status quo for artists, in our case, that was not clear back then. So we went into really going deep into token economics. We didn't participate in the market so much, in building the market. We actually didn't push another collection in 2018. What we did was to focus on that was also the times of the ICO, so really understanding token economics at the time. So by the end of 2019, the crypto Bitcoin falls, loses 80% of its value, and we enter into crypto winter. And we decided we were working on updating the contract into the standard 721. And so our first contract is historical, and it's important because it has it's a decentralized marketplace, it's autonomous, and it's the royalties and all of that. But we wanted to go further, so we made it really thinking about decentralization. So it's sort of the beginnings of a DAO NFT, that contract from 2019. And we did a few things, like we cut because nobody was buying back then. We cut the supply in half from 1,600 NFTs into, I think, 8,300. We also retired the Creeps and Weirdos in the first NFT.NYC conference in February 2019. We retired them. And so what we did was that we dropped NFTs from this new contract to all the collectors who had from the 2017 contract. We paused the 2017 contract, and we just retired. We took them down from our website and really focused on the token economics writing a paper about the invisible economy, which is what we are doing today. So when the whole boom of NFTs started in late 2020 and early 2021, we were almost on our way leaving the blockchain, actually, going into new technology called holochain, which we think is a lot more interesting for us. And so we were like doing our own thing and not really caring about all the sales and all this stuff that was happening. And one Sunday afternoon, we realized that an NFT archaeologist, who is sitting in this room right now, found or rediscovered the Crypts and Weirdos and tweeted it. They got together two collectors, tweeted it on that Sunday, and then all of a sudden we had hundreds and hundreds of people buying from our contract. They found a backdoor to our website, and then in a matter of hours we had a Discord filled with hundreds of collectors, really excited about discovering this project because it really is about art. It's handmade. It's not pixel art. It's not avatars. It's not trading cards. It's really art. And so they were really excited, but these were traders. They wanted to resell them right away, but they couldn't, because everything that we have done was to really put the power into the artists. So early on, when we had launched the Crypts and Weirdos 2017 contract with the royalties, we were really pushing for a standard of royalties in the ecosystem. I talked to Devin from OpenSea several times. We tried to have a standard, because if you resold, and still today, if you resell an NFT, an NFT on OpenSea or any other marketplace, you don't get the royalties. And so back then, what we did was, okay, so we're going to whitelist, and just wait until the royalties are standard. And because we retired them, when all these traders wanted to sell their NFTs, they couldn't. They didn't. They showed up in OpenSea, but you could not buy or sell them. And so we got some riots right away from the traders, and had to really figure out a way, now that they was in hands of hundreds and hundreds of people, what do we do with them? And this is the interesting part when you think about the kind of experimentation that goes into blockchain, even today, with DAOs and token economics. But early on with NFTs, one thing that is important to understand is we talk about provenance, and we talk about ownership, and we talk about these things, but we don't really understand how the tech actually works. And so when we got into having this 2019, this collectors bought from the 2019 contract, but there was another contract that existed, and there were two set of tokens. So as a collector, I had tokens from 2017 and from 2019. So we had two tokens from two completely different contracts that had to be unified somehow, and they couldn't. We talked to the best people in Ethereum, in ecosystem, with Solidity. There's no way to unify contracts. All you can do is to burn them. So by the time that we spent six months really going deep into the tech, we realized that the only way to really get to provenance as close as possible is the closest thing to provenance is actually the smart contract. And so we decided to unpause the 2017 contract, which created its own problems as well. And then we decided to have two editions of these Crypts and Weirdos. We have the Crypts from 2017 and the Weirdos from 2019. And these two collections basically show how the only way to unify them would have been to burn the contract. And if you burn the contract, you're really burning history of the experimentation in the space. So to treat them as unique, even if they have the same image, was an important decision for us. So I'm sorry that you didn't see any visuals. I think it would have been much easier with the visuals, but tonight, actually, we're symbolically unifying them. We're making a wedding. There's a wedding for the Crips and Weirdos. A Crip is going to marry a Weirdo in our gallery in the Meatpacking district. I think if you go to the gallery, you will understand everything I'm saying today. But if you go to NFT.NYC, you'll see the information for the gallery in the Meatpacking district. It's a beautiful experience that we have created there. And tonight they're going to marry it. And Colburn from the Museum of Crypto Art is actually going to be the one officiating the wedding. Yes?
Thank you, Beatriz.
So, power data, and thank you so much.